And now I'm gonna explain. Oreo thinking about fucked up shit. You know who else is thinking about fucked up shit? My mom! Okay. Anyway. He's probably gonna murder me in my sleep, but that's okay. I'd murder myself in my sleep too if I had the chance. Anyway. So today we're gonna do some Animal Crossing, but this isn't anything normal with Animal Crossing. This is Bob Ross Animal Crossing. Now you might be wondering, August, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, a while ago, I did this as like a one-off thing, where basically I took a Bob Ross episode and I just swung it and I did art in off of Bob Ross's episode in Animal Crossing, and that's where you see one of the notorious Chaos Mountain, the Chaos Mountain piece in my game. That was from the first Bob Ross thing, and I've been saying for a while now, oh, I was gonna do this for a while. I'm gonna do this eventually. Well, now I'm actually gonna do it. So I'm gonna actually open up Bob Ross's YouTube channel. Yes, Bob Ross has a YouTube channel. Excuse me. Now, you might be wondering why this took forever for me to come back around to. Well, if you must know, apparently, the last part-time I did this, it got copyright blocked in Germany. So, oops. Oops. Isn't he dead? Yes, but you have to figure out how to share the magic of art somehow, right? So, but yeah, so basically we have Bob Ross's channel, and we're just gonna go at it. Why not? So, anyway, without further ado, we're gonna take a swing at it, and let's see what happens. There we go. Isn't he dead? Yes, but you have to share the magic of art somehow. Right, Oreo? Yeah, exactly. Okay, this spicy grape juice is really good. It is actually really, really good. It's German, too. I fucking love this. Anyway, you read that message twice. You read that message twice. Yes. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna set this up pretty nice and easy, right? I'm gonna do a... Did you just fart? I know it wasn't me. I know it wasn't me, sir. That was you, mister. He just farted. He just fucking farted. Alright. I don't care about the summer shells. That's not the point. That's... Fart again? Or are you pooping? Where are you pooping? Where the cat pooping? I smell poop. Did you poop? Where'd you poop? Are you farting or are you pooping? See, now I'm playing a guessing game of where'd the cat poop? Because... Did you poop or did you fart? spit it out. Okay. So, Oreo just farted. And because he farted, I thought he shat on the carpet. Fuck me, bro. Anyway. I'm gonna do an F, Flume 2021. Yes. Alright, my bad. Sorry, I had to be a parent for a sec. I had to be concerned about my child. Because my child is, I get paranoid about my children. Anyway. He just fucking farted. He was so pissed that I woke him up. He came to my office, my desk, and he's just like, you know what, Dad? Fuck you. And made me fucking have a huge anxiety attack on stream about him shitting on the carpet. What a dickhead. Anyway. Alright, so this is the last one, right? Anxious Valley. So we're gonna do another one. Why not? Alright, so I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Let's see. I'm gonna pull one up. Let's see here. Cypress Swamp. But you know what? Isn't there a summer one we can do? Summer in the Mountains. Wait a minute. Who is this bootleg motherfucker? Who is this bootleg Bob Ross I see? This don't look like Bob. Anyway, here. All right, let me set this up real quick. Is it like? Oh, it is 4:3. Okay, it is a 4:3 aspect ratio. There. All right, and then we just take this. All right. Show has subscribed for 6 months. Hi. Hello, Show. Thank you for subscribing to Eternal Torture in Hell. It's okay. I do the same thing. 6 months. Thank you, Show. Love you, bro. Anyway. You know what? We're gonna put Bob, like, right on this corner up here. Because why not? Right? And then we'll just, yeah? What's up? And he's like, I want to play. How's you and how are the first days with Oreo? They're doing good. He's doing good too. I almost thought he fucking was sick for a sec and he farted underneath me making me think he shat himself. But I guess not. I guess he's okay. He seems to be okay at least. Alright. Chroma key. And then opacity. We're just gonna... There we go. And I'm doing alright too, Show. I'm doing good. Alrighty. I think we're ready, chat. I think we're ready for the experience that is a Boba Ross. Right? Alright, and... This is so sensual. Fuck it, you know what? We're just gonna keep the opacity of the way it is. This is fine. I am ready. Are you ready? Bob?
Hi, welcome back. Certainly glad you could join us today because today is a very special day.
I know,
You from
Bob.
time to
It's
time on
summer.
the show, we
I'm
have
dying
some
because of heat.
fantastic guest artist. But today it's my privilege to introduce you to absolutely my favorite guest artist. This is my son, Steve. He's a fantastic artist. He travels all over the
He
country.
looks like
and
you,
teaches
Bob.
literally thousands of people the joy of painting. Steve, welcome to our show. We're glad to have you here today.
Thanks, Dan.
Tell you what, I'm going to turn the show over to Steve. Let him do a fantastic painting for you.
So wait, we're
And I'll
not
see you
doing one
soon.
with Bob. We're doing one with
It's all yours,
Steve.
son.
Thanks.
Are you sure you're doing a Bob Ross painting?
Okay,
Are you sure? I've done
so
it before.
far on the canvas, I've got a thin, even coat of liquid white, and they'll be running your colors across the screen for you. I'm going to start off by using my 2-inch brush and maybe just a little bit of alizarin crimson. Just
Oh,
go into
fuck.
a tiny bit of the color at
Oh,
one
no.
time because you don't want to get too much on there. You'll end
Okay.
up with your sky on fire.
All right, I'm gonna put my sky on
that's a
fire
little bit.
then, Bob or Steve.
Okay, and then
I guess. Oh fuck.
right around in here.
Oh fuck. Here.
Well, we better call the fire trucks out now.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
Almost
So we're
got
just
too
gonna
much.
we're
You know, we
gonna
blend some of that out though.
wait. That's not Steve. He's not cube.
Maybe a
You
little
know
down
what?
here,
Listen.
like we're gonna have
Okay.
some water later.
All right. All right.
Okay, and then you don't even have to clean your brush or anything. Just go into a little bit of Prussian
Steve,
blue.
are you Doomslayer? I sure know Bob Ross is.
That's an even stronger color, so you want to use less of it.
So we doing blue?
Just a little.
We doing Bob? I mean Steve. Steve, we're doing
You see
blue.
right up here where I'm putting these dark blue shapes is where
Yeah, we're
I
doing
can lay
dark
some
blue.
clouds
Okay.
in later.
All right. So we're Steve. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That don't look right.
But just little X's everywhere. Just kind of
Little X's.
let the shapes get smaller as you come towards the center.
Little
Start off
X's.
like this,
Okay.
And then
Wait,
it
that's
kinda
not Steve. He's
horizontal.
not cube. You know what? Listen, that's okay.
And maybe just a little bit more of that. Prussian blue with just a touch of sap green.
What? A touch of green?
And
Oh fuck! I'm
horizontal
colorblind.
strokes down here.
Okay. Oh.
The reason you want them straight is because you want to indicate the stillness and the flatness of the lake. If you had moving water, you could do it differently.
Oh my God! Yours is already looking like the 69 Circle of Hell. I know.
Something like that.
All right.
And then you need to wash your brush out.
Wash my butt. What? Steve, why do you want me to wash my butt? I'm gonna beat the devil out of you.
So much for that pair of pants.
I'm gonna beat the devil out of you, Steve.
And then you just blend the pink a little bit, like that.
Oh, pink?
Try to get
Wait,
out all those
you
little
want pink?
streaks
You want pink
if you
now?
can.
Oh God.
But at the same time,
Steve.
you're trying to leave a few little dark
Steve.
areas.
Steve, what the fuck, Steve? You want pink? You want pink up here now?
And pretty much the same thing down here, but just straight.
Alright, alright. Sounds good. Oh, August, wash your butt, it's stinking. You know what? Listen,
Blend
I'm
out
not
all
the one
those little
farting.
horizontal lines, they kind of help.
Okay?
But only in the water. Sky
Okay,
should be
you
soft
want-
and the water can be a little bit crisper.
You want it in the water. Okay. Alright, and you know what? We'll do a little bit more
And
green.
then maybe this one will have a mountain in it and some clouds both. I'm going to start off with the mountain first, though. So I
Okay.
can bring some clouds around it. A little bit of Prussian blue and Van Dyke brown in equal parts. And maybe a touch of midnight black and crimson in that, too.
Okay, so we're making a really
And leave your
obnoxiously
color
dark
really
brown.
dark.
Okay.
This is going to be one of those closer mountains.
Okay, so it's gonna be close.
Okay.
Alright, Steve.
Maybe right about in here somewhere.
You want? I don't know about this, Steve. Steve, this don't look right. Steve, I don't think you got the magic that your dad has.
You can always change things if you want to, just make them a little bigger.
All right, Steve. Whatever you
Of course,
say,
get
bud.
a little carried away with that. Probably have to nail another canvas on top of this one if you did. That's okay though, as long as you're having fun.
I'm having a miserable time, Steve.
once you get the basic shape in there, just kind of scrape away the excess paint. And a lot of my students, while I'm traveling around teaching classes, will ask me, how come you leave that edge up there? Is that
Because you're fucking edgy,
necessary?
Steve.
And I always
It's not a
tell them, well, yeah,
phase.
if you're doing a foreground mountain, it is. But if you're doing one that's way off in the distance, you want those edges nice and soft.
Okay, you're kind of a soft
Okay, now that
edgy.
you got that part in, just pull it out a little bit with your big brush.
Big
Go to
brush.
the angle of the mountain. Always down like this.
Big
and then over
brush.
Here, pull to the left. You're
All right,
pretending
we're
each
pulling to
peak
the
is
left
split
then.
down the middle, and you're pulling to the left on the left-hand side, right on the right-hand side. You can
All
almost
right.
see impressions of highlights right away.
All right. Whatever you say, Steve.
And then blend out the bottom a little bit, make it soft. Now I think I'm going to put a cloud in there. Just a little bit of liquid white on the fan brush.
Liquid white.
And then I'm going to go through some titanium white.
Okay, so you want me to
You can put a dot
explode
of bright
in
red in
goo.
there.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. What about one right here?
Oh.
Just making little circles. And
Little
don't
circles.
Kill all your dark areas.
Steve, this is pixel art.
They're real important.
Circles are like hell. You're lucky I spent like 5 years of my life dedicating to fat sprites. And
You can
round
lose some of your
shit.
paint, just add some more. It's up to you though. Some people don't like pink. Others of us do. I think
Okay.
purple is probably my favorite color because I like blue and red equally.
I like yellow and pink. That's why they're my fucking brand colors.
Okay, something like that up there, and maybe a little one right in here.
Alright, alrighty.
Could be
Sounds
anywhere.
good. Sounds good. It looks like complete dog
Then
shit,
with the
but that's
big
not
brush,
that's
just
okay.
Blend a little.
Here, while he's working on clouds.
Only blending out the bottoms of the clouds, and I'm using the top corner of the brush. Just like that. Go over them a couple times real lightly. And
Alright.
maybe right over here.
Gotta go get ready and
this
see you
cloud
have a
will
good
shoot
fun.
right over
I'm
into
having
the
a
actual
blast.
mountain itself.
Alright.
Only if you want it to, though.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna listen to you, Steve. I got you.
Right over
Hey,
the top
fuck.
of it.
I got Oreo looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Don't be scared of these big brushes. Sometimes they seem like they're so large they're just gonna mess up everything. But
Steve, I know you're talking shit because I'm doing this in
in the long
sprites,
run,
but
if
like,
you learn how to use them, you
motherfucker.
can get more accomplished at one time, and it looks even better than it does with a small brush.
Steve, you talking
Okay,
shit?
now if you take a little bit of highlight color, which would be your titanium white, with your
Uh-huh.
bright red,
Uh-huh.
just like that. Get a nice roll on the knife, and come in here and put on a little bit of snow.
You want red
Now
snow.
make sure that when you're doing this, you don't push or anything on the knife. You want it to be a very gentle thing. Almost like
Alright,
the
you
dots
want
on
red
the
snow.
canvas just take the
Alright,
paint
Steve,
they
I
need
got you.
as you drag
We'll
it down.
we'll put red snow.
Doesn't have to be thousands of peaks or anything either. A mountain.
I hate how you
Sometimes
know
it looks
exactly what I'm
better
doing, Bob.
if
I
you
mean,
just do
Steve.
something simple on it.
I really genuinely fucking hate
I
you
find that
condescending
most of the
shit.
paintings I do, if I try real hard on them, people look at them and they say, well, it's just overdone or too much. I think simplicity is probably a little bit more important than, trying to clutter up one.
Man, you sound like a pixel artist, man.
Okay, and then a
Simplicity
little
is
bit
all
of
that matters.
Prussian blue and white for shadow color.
Okay, white. Oh. Okay, Bob. You want a lighter blue?
If you
I
want to
got
make
you.
your mountain look even closer at this point, instead of just putting the blue on by itself, You could even take a little bit of the dark color that you used originally for the mountain and put that in behind it first and see what happens there. It gets really, really up front.
He want blood snow. I know he does.
Right behind the highlight is where you have shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Where you see that bright white, just come in, put a little blue on there, right behind it.
Alright. So you want it like right here? Is that what you want, Steve?
This is a huge mountain here.
You're telling me. I can't even tell where the mountain is. It's pretty based.
Okay, back to the big brush one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Tap in at the bottom of the mountain just a little bit. This will be where we make a little mist in there.
You want a little mist?
And lift up into that. What you're trying to do is lift out the tap marks and diffuse the bottom of the mountain, make it look really misty, like it falls right into the picture. That's Southern talk there, picture. That's really what you pour Kool-Aid out of, I guess. But now down at the bottom of the mountain, we're probably going to want some foothills and things like that. You notice I always stand back a little bit and take a look at it.
The green shit looks kind of like Florida. Does it really?
Sometimes I tilt my head at different angles and stuff like that too. A little bit of sap green and Van Dyke brown for this.
You want shit? You want shit color? Okay, I got you.
You want to take a little bit of white, put with it to lighten it up.
All right. Well, you want a little bit brighter. I can do that, Steve.
Okay. Maybe we'll have some foothills that are kind of big, since we got a big mountain too. Seems like that'd go together. All you have to do is keep the brush vertical, just bounce it right across there.
All right, Steve, I got you.
Now, you don't have to go with the same colors that I'm going with. I would on my first one, but as you paint several of them, you'll notice that sometimes your colors look even better.
No, I don't know about that, Steve. I think my colors look
When I
just
first started,
kind
I
of
always used the same
shitty.
colors as Dad did. Now I use different ones. And some I like better and some I don't. Okay, now underneath that, if you go back with a big brush one more time and mist, did you ever notice that while I'm doing everything in the painting, I'm always knocking off the bottom edge of it? And by doing that, that's how you make things look further away.
Well, Steve, I can't do that, unfortunately. I'm working with limited resources here.
And you could even put a little bit more of the same brown and sap green in that color to darken it down again. And come right maybe back in between a few of these and make it look like levels of foothills coming down. See, there you go. Now, one thing that you want to be aware of right here, you don't want to knock out your whole lake. You could end up coming all the way down in here. You just want to do a little bit and stop.
All right, Steve. Tell you what. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put some green. Because you said green earlier, I
Being
think.
an artist or doing a painting has, something to do with what not to do as well as what to do. Because I have a habit of overdoing things. I'm gonna do that much on that part and leave it alone.
All right. I have a problem too. It's called I have horrible time management skills.
Okay, fan brush and a little bit of that same brown and sap green. This time we'll leave the white out.
You want more green?
Okay.
You want more green?
Maybe right here we'll have a pine tree.
Oh. I just realized what happened. My bad.
Brush. The right-hand corner only, if you're right-handed.
No, Bob. I'm left-handed. Technically, I'm ambidextrous, but still.
And as you get further and further down on the tree, you want to push in harder and use more of the brush. In other words,
No,
you start with
Bob.
the corner of it, and then about half of it's used, and then the whole
Or
thing
Steve.
down here.
You both sound the same.
And from this pine tree, since you already got it in there, you could just pretend that there'll be a piece of land across there like that,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just smush it right in there.
You want me to smush it? I could do that. I could do that, Steve. I could actually do that.
For some of the people that I've taught to do this, what makes it difficult for them is they're trying to think so hard about the artistic thing, about, oh, I just have to get this perfect, or, you know, things like that. The main thing is just to get some color on there. That's what I tell them. Get some color on the canvas. That way you can work with it, and maybe on the next step you can get what you're looking for. Because it always looks better the more you do. That little guy there is just a baby.
All right. Well, I don't know.
It's a nice idea to cut off the side of the painting over here too. I usually like to do that. Kind of leads your eye towards the mountain more. Okay, so just something like that on those.
I don't know,
And then
Steve.
If you take a 1-inch brush,
A
you
1-inch
can come over
brush.
here into some cad yellow.
Cad yellow. You want
Throw it
yellow?
through there. And you can make a few little
Did you see
bushes
what
out of
happened?
these. Now I don't use a ton of
It's
yellow
the
by
green
itself,
screen.
but maybe we'll just have one bright yellow one right there.
That's funny.
And if your paint won't stick, use a drop of thinner. A little bit more yellow, maybe this time with a touch of red in it. Make sort of an orangey color.
Oh, you want orange?
What the heck, I'll put a red one right in the middle.
You want orange as well?
There we go.
Mmm.
And you want to remember while you're doing your paintings at home that just because you might not be, you know, totally happy with something, that doesn't mean that somebody else won't be.
Oh, I'm pretty sure someone's watching this for the
find that
sheer
the
joy
paintings I
of
do
watching me
that
be
I
in pain.
Dislike the most, people like the most. So you want to keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fall colors today. Might as
Sounds
well go
about
up
right.
and put a little bit of those same colors on the pine
Why is
trees
it
up
fall
there,
if it's
too.
summertime? You know, Steve, you're acting kind of
Oh, I
sus,
forgot,
man.
we wouldn't want to forget something to hold those pine trees up. Maybe a little Van Dyke brown and a roll on the knife. And you can just go in there and touch a couple times like that. And maybe highlight with a little lighter color, white or light brown. It's up to you. And you can take the fan brush and highlight those with your same yellows. Or even touch a little green in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't want too much highlight on your pine trees. That'll do you more.
I don't know
good
about
on those.
highlights. Can you give highlights to trees? I don't know. Sounds about right though.
Gotta have those darks. That's probably one of the most important rules I ever learned, is it takes dark to show light. Guess who taught me that?
Your dad.
Okay. Maybe if you pull down a little bit of that green, you can get a reflection out of that. I just added a tiny bit on my 1-inch brush of that same green mother color that I'm using. And I'll show you a simple way to reflect color. Just take that same bush color that you used on the brush, pull down a little bit,
Tell you what, we're gonna get rid of this. We're
here
gonna
and
get
there.
rid of this green.
and for that red one, a little red. Then you can just take your big brush back in there, pull down on it, wipe it off a little, and go right across that.
Mm-hmm.
Now underneath all this stuff, we're going to need something to hold it up. Looks like land would probably do a good job, huh? Van Dyke brown.
I don't know about that,
in pure
Steve. It
form.
seems like it's holding itself up pretty
If you
fine.
get a little roll on there, you can come up here and just kind of pull some of that across. And if you're going to angle it really far out to the right.
Angle it.
I mean a really
Steve,
long
you can't angle the Earth.
incline.
Only the Earth can angle itself. Steve, are you God?
Stay away from pulling it straight down. That's a no-no.
That sounds like a sex joke, Steve.
And if you use a little bit of brown and white together, that'll give you a highlight color. And just throw a little bit of that on there. I have a tendency to drag my fingernails down here through that. That's how flat you're holding the knife. That's a good indication.
August, I'm having a stroke just by looking at this up, Omni. So you know how I feel when I do my
A little bit
sprites.
of grass on top of this with that 1-inch brush, just like you made your bushes. Just hold it on its side and push in. And try to make it look something like rose. And once again, if it's not sticking, you need more paint thinner in it. Let's get rid of those fingernail marks.
No, I don't need to get any
Erase them with
thinner.
a brush.
I really don't.
And while I got it in my
Steve,
hand, I can pull a
You
reflection. out of this
condescending
land
piece of
here.
shit. Like, I really don't need to get any thinner. Thank you.
I try to do as much as I can with that same brush before I put it down.
Good thing I'm only using one brush that utilizes all the colors of the fucking rainbow.
Okay, a little bit of liquid white on the knife.
Okay?
Spread that around real good. A little bit of blue with it, maybe. Any blue. And let's get a little tiny roll of that on the knife and go up here for a water line.
Mm-hmm. Want a little bit of white?
Something like that.
I don't
Right
know,
underneath
Steve.
the edge of that land. Kind of pushing hard, trying to get it to come off the bottom of the knife.
Steve, don't tell me to get hard.
And then, let's see, let's go to the 1-inch brush, and over here we might have a large something. Heck, I'm not even sure what it's going to be yet. No, you know, I'm just teasing you. It'll be a big pine tree.
Another one? I don't know, Steve. I don't think that's a good idea, Steve, but sure.
Make sure that top's skinny on it, no matter how wide it is. I usually just get the shape in first and then go back and darken it up. But you notice if you don't try real hard on something, a lot of times it does come out better. You know, more rough or realistic looking.
That's the story of my life, Steve. That is the story of my fucking
more
life.
logical
Thank
and
you.
less artistic from all that school.
Well, they don't say artistic for I'm artistic for a
See, now
reason.
it's getting nice and full in there.
All right. Boom.
Always keep it a little darker in the center too. And then down here, maybe just a little bit of this kind of action. Better be real careful on this part though. Wouldn't want to mess up or anything.
All right.
Okay. And then just like the other side, maybe a little trunk up there in that tree.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. A little bit of brown and white. on
Steve
top
is
of it
hard.
for a highlight.
Do you think Steve gets
Okay.
hard for trees? I think
If
he
you don't
does.
like some of your trunk, or you just want to, you know, diffuse some of it, you can go in and hit with that mother color a few times, and it sets it right down in there.
Nutter.
And let's see here. A drop of paint thinner and some cad yellow, and a little bit of sap green, and we'll be able to put some highlight on that tree.
Mm. I already did it, Bob. I mean, Steve.
Highlighting is kind of a pattern, you'll notice. As I come down here,
He gets
I'm
wood
kinda going
hard.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like
Man, he
that.
took
I'll kinda
morning
count
wood
it
to
off
a
in
whole
my
new-
head or sing a little song.
a whole new
Some people say
situation.
middle, middle, side, side.
Yours is already looking like the 69 circle of
And
hell.
down around here, maybe a little bit
It
of
looks like your Pokemon. It
bush
looks like a
action.
Pokemon got run over by a car.
Any old color you want.
Now it's puke. Mm-hmm.
I like bright colors myself.
Me too, but Steve. But I like pastel colors.
Now, a lot of times when I'm doing these foreground bushes, I think to myself, well, you know, they should have a little bit more detail in them or something. But I don't necessarily try to put any detail in them. But when I'm done with them, I put a little strip of land underneath. That really helps a lot. The way you do that is just Van Dyke brown, and you just pull it right in there. Just like that. Then a little bit of Van Dyke brown and white on top of it, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And there
That's
you
about
go,
right.
there's some land. And as usual, a little grass on top of the land.
I'm way ahead of you, Steve. I am way ahead of you.
Well, it looks like that about does it for this one today.
Oh.
I hope you've had a really good time watching the show, maybe even as much fun as I've had painting it for you. I'm going to leave this one unsigned for now because I'm running out of time, but we'll see you next time.
Alrighty. Let's take a real big look at it. Alright, you know what? You know what, Steve? I take it back. I think you got your dad's magic. Because that actually looks amazing. Wow. Now this is something you would want on your grandma's wall. You know, like you would want that on your grandma's wall. Someone comes by and is like, "Who made that?" My artistic grandson made that. Sounds about right. Chat, what do you think? Kinda looks like it, but no. Fuck your standards, chat. You don't have standards! Oh. Did did it not? Alright. Alright. I think H. I think E. Anyway. I mean, it looks okay. I mean, it does look okay. Sorry, I was trying to make a joke and my keyboard froze. And it was just like, nah, I'm not having you fucking play Keem Scream on. But, I mean, it looks okay. For what it is. You know? It looks okay. We'll call it Steve Squirters. Steve Squirts. Alright, where are we putting this one, chat? Put it right here? I don't see why not. Alrighty. I mean, that one looks okay. I mean, it looks better than that one. I mean, that one actually looks a lot better than that one. Alright. Let's do one more. Why not? I'm gonna just prep ahead of time. Alright. Alright, let's do another one, chat. Let's see here. Here? What the dog doing? Alright. Alright. No, do not do one more, please. I cannot handle. Fuck you, we're doing one more. Alright, let's see. Bob Ross, Winter. Let's see. You know what? I kind of want to do this one. So you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make this transparent real quick. Okay. And then it seems like this one is gonna have a black circle in it, so no! I fucking hate I hate this. You know what? I unsub and I never watch content again. You stink. He's gifting Winter sub, little famous community. Oh. To the blank card 122. Well, thank you, Carm. You gifted out of spite, even though. Oh, Carm. You know what? Cunt. Fuck you. Here. Alright. I'm gifting a sub. You know what? Alright, fair enough. Gift a sub then. Welcome to hell, the blank card. Anyway. Alright. Here. I just wanna clarify something. This image, this fucking image of Bob fucking being happy is like fucking amazing. He's just like, yeah. He's just like, yeah. Circle isn't even centered. You know what? Who cares? It's centered enough. When chat get angry and streamer looks at chat angry. Boy, what the hell? I'm just gonna keep this image like right here, just so that way everyone thinks that Bob Ross cam. All right. Here, you're so worried about it being centered. There. OCD in the fucking brain. Anyway.
Hey, welcome back. Certainly glad you could join us today. I thought today I'd do a painting that's a little bit different. So let's start out and have them run all the colors across the screen.
Okay, we got white.
Let me show you what I got going on up here. Have
green.
My standard old canvas up here enough. Taking a little piece of contact
blue,
paper, cut an oval, stuck it on. Then we painted the inside with black
blue
gesso.
Again.
We've allowed the black gesso to dry completely.
And black.
Dry. Then over the top of that, I've added a very, very thin coat of liquid.
Gifted a sub to Just Him. Well, thank you, Carm, for giving a sub to Just Him, and welcome, Just Him.
And just went here and there. Every series needs a crazy day, and I guess this is it. We've taken a little red here and a little phthalo green, a little blue, and I've just put them together. The bottom I've just covered with phthalo blue. So we've got red, phthalo green, phthalo blue. That's all. And you know, if you've painted with me before, you know for many years I lived in the beautiful, beautiful state of Alaska. In fact, about 12 years I lived in Alaska. And way back in one of the early series, I did a Northern Lights painting. And
yeah,
I've had so many comments about it, and so many people have said, do another one. I thought
Do another one.
we would just
Okay,
do
Bob, well,
the
we're doing
northern
another one.
lights. So I'll show you how simple it is. We'll start out, take the fan brush, and we just sort of lay out where these curtains of light will be. That's sort of what they're called in Alaska, is curtains of light. And I'm just tapping a little
No,
white
they're called cosmic death rays of the
right on
sun.
top of all the color that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you just sort of figure out where they are. Now, to me, the northern lights are one of the most gorgeous phenomena that happens in nature. As I say, I lived for 2 years in Anchorage, and then for, nearly 10 years right outside of Fairbanks, Alaska, in a little town called North Pole.
You know what's funny though, Bob, is that I had my uncle when he was
we
stationed.
would watch the northern
He lived in
lights,
Juneau
and they're one of the most gorgeous sights
for like a
imaginable.
good majority of his life.
There. I don't paint them very often
There.
on television because unless you live in the far north, you probably don't get to see these very often. But today, this is what they look like. We just
They
take
look
our
fucking
little
stupid.
bits of color, and then we'll take.
I mean, they look
we'll
great,
keep
Bob.
Lifting that up. Just lift it up, and that's simple. That's simple. We have instant northern lights. And that's something. That's all there is to it. Every once in a while, I'll beat the brush just to knock off any excess paint that we've picked up. There. Recently, my friend Rick, who lives in Alaska still, that I used to paint with years ago, sent me a videotape. I believe it was produced by the University of Alaska. And I think it's called the Aurora Explained. It is one of the most gorgeous pieces of film I have ever seen on the Northern Lights. There.
I might want to check that out, Bob.
But it shows things like this. But this piece of film actually shows them moving. It's very hard to photograph them. I think they must have a camera that takes very high-speed pictures. Because I used to try to take still pictures of it, and it's very difficult. See, that's basically all.
That's
there is to it.
Ubisoft's
It uses
logo.
northern
You
lights
should
and
know. You're
stuff.
from France.
All right, let's just wash this old brush, have some fun here. As you know, we wash our brush with odorless paint thinner. Shake it off
Beat the devil out of it.
and just beat the devil out of it.
Exactly.
All right. We have a few little northern lights, so in the back here, let's just start building some things. If you've never been to Alaska, it's one of those
I'm gonna
places
M.
that if you have the opportunity...
You highlighted your
you'll go
message just
see.
to have it M.
I'm serious. It is, as I've said before, when God made Alaska, he was having a good day. You know, some days everything works. And I think when God made Alaska, he was having one of those days. It is fantastic.
I don't know. Maybe he took a giant
Alright.
shit,
I'm
and that's
taking a
how
little bit of
Alaska was
Prussian
born.
blue, a little bit of white. And we're going to make, a blue color about like so. Doesn't much matter. That's pretty close, maybe a little darker. Yeah, that's it right there. I like that.
Sounds about right, Bob.
Okay, let me wipe the knife off. And let's take, we just use that same fan brush. Doesn't matter. I'm lazy, don't want to have to clean a brush. I'm going to load it full of this blue color, Prussian blue and white. That's all it is. Okay, both sides are full of color. Let's go up in here. Now, we have to make our first major decisions. Maybe there's some little trees that live back here. I'm not even going to put a mountain in this today. Alaska has some of the most gorgeous mountains in the world. But there's also areas you go to where you don't see the mountain, especially at night. There. All right.
Well, it's funny because Alaska was Russia at one point, so it was effectively communism.
Back here. See how easy they are? This will give you some practice making little trees. Take the corner of the brush, work back and forth and back. Just like
This is
that.
like that one criminal
Make all
leveling
these
me.
little trees wherever
I know what you're
they should.
talking about.
And you put as many or as few as you want in your world. Wherever. Wherever. Maybe one more right here. What the heck? We can have as many trees as we want. And there's some right here so you can see right through them and see the lights behind them. You know,
Communism.
unless you've ever seen the Northern Lights,
Oh.
to imagine. They go sometime from horizon to horizon. They are just one of the most spectacular sights, and they can be any color of the rainbow. I've seen everything from red.
They could be any color they want, so I could change the color to blue
It's hard
and
to
red
imagine unless you
and
see
piss
it.
yellow.
And on a very,
I
very
like the way
quiet
you
night.
think.
You get far away from town and all the city noises and etc. You can hear them. They make little crackling noises. There. My mother, when she was still with us, came to Alaska and stayed with me for nearly a year. And I think that was one of her most popular sights. She would stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning just to go out and watch the northern lights. There. All right. Maybe one more little tree right there. It's our world.
Sounds about right.
Whenever we want. Okay. Now I'm going to take, I'll get another fan brush. I've got several of them going here. Take a little bit of white, and we'll put some phthalo blue with it. So we got white and phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is a much lighter blue than Prussian blue.
You want blue?
Sparkles. Let me wipe the old.
It all looks blue to me.
Maybe I'll take.
I'm blue. If I turn green, I will die. Bada beam, bada boom.
To thin this a small amount so it'll stick easier. I'm using number 3 fan brush right here. Choose whatever size you want. It doesn't matter. I'm loading it back up full of color. Okay, let's go up in here. And let's just indicate a few highlights. I don't want a lot.
Why is Boob Ross
Just a few.
so wholesome?
Use just
Because
a
he's
corner.
best. He is the best man
Just a few
ever to live.
highlights. Make these little evergreen sparkle. There.
He is the best man.
Okay, here we are. A few more over in here. This little tree needs some. When we sparkle him, he'll stand out from the lights that are behind him. There. Isn't that something? Very simple.
I just realized I fucked this up, but that's okay. Here, we'll
There we go.
we'll fix it like this.
A few over in here. But once again, I'm trying not to kill all the dark areas. I don't want to kill all the dark areas.
Bob, I think it's a little too late for that. I've already killed the dark.
A few little
I
spots.
am the dark.
That's enough. That's enough.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
We'll grab another fan brush.
I've come to see you once again.
Brushes. We'll go into titanium white. Just
You want white?
load a lot of color into the bristles.
But didn't you just say not to kill the darkness,
And let's go up here.
my old friend?
Maybe you see the northern lights mostly in the winter time. And there's a very, very easy reason for that. In the summertime, it doesn't get dark, so you couldn't see them. They're probably there. Probably there, but you just can't see them. There. But in the wintertime, it's dark. a
You
lot in
killed
Alaska.
yourself once again.
Where I lived, it got down to under 4 hours of daylight. Whew, yeah, you'd go to work and it was dark. You'd come home and it was dark. And that bothers a lot of people. But I didn't mind. I find as much beauty in the winter in Alaska as I did in the summer. It's just different.
It just hits different.
Being a
I
little
know,
Florida
Bob.
boy,
I know the
I was
feeling.
raised in
It just
Florida.
hits different.
I had never even seen snow before I went to Alaska. I actually thought that ice was something that just grew in the refrigerator. I didn't know it actually grew out here on the land.
Bob, are you kind of retarded,
Alaska,
my
I
guy?
was so amazed because it was so radically different than everything that I had grown up with. That I just sort of went crazy over it. And I'm still fascinated by it. I want a little cabin.
Honestly, I can't even sit there and not say shit like that because, like, my stepmother didn't know what the fuck a cow was at one point. And when she saw a cow, she flipped the fuck out. So, you know what? I genuinely, I just can't,
This
like,
does two things. It allows you to lay the,
Yeah.
the basic shape out, and it removes excess paint. So your next layer sticks much easier. So you've sort of got a layout there, and you're absolutely not committed. I'm going to take a little Van Dyke brown, a little dark sienna, mix them together, get a little roll of paint, and let's build us a cabin. We'll do the back eave first. That easy. We'll come back, and we'll just block it in. In other words, we're just piling it full of color. Van Dyke brown, dark sienna. All right, over on this side, color. See there? As I say, it really didn't matter. You take your knife, scrape it off, start over at this point, and you would not have heard a thing. Not a thing. Okay, let's see here. Let me find a place to work. I've used up all my space, even on a palette this big. Take a little dark sienna, a little white, mix them together, cut off our little roll of paint. Let's go up.
I don't know about that, Bob. That doesn't sound right, man.
Just like you're putting snow on the mountain. Very barely touch. Barely touch. Just graze it.
I'm barely touching this fucking stream.
Old weathered wood.
I don't want to touch it.
It's had a rough life. Tired. There. Now much
That's a fucking fat mood there if I've ever heard one, Bob.
Lights are producing our light in this paint. Wouldn't as much
That's a very fat fucking mood.
A little bit of Van Dyke brown with a knife, and we can just touch the canvas and make the indication of some little boards. Something about like that. And we need a door in our little cabin.
You need a door? No, Bob. We don't need a door.
That easy. We'll put us in a little door. Take a little light color and just sort of outline it. There. Now we can come back. Let me wipe the knife off here. Now we can come back and work on our perspective a little bit. See, we can do a cabinectomy and just cut it off wherever we want it. It's our cabin.
I don't know about that, Bob.
We can cut it any way we want it. Now, go into a little bit of the titanium white. And let's put some snow up here on the roof. Zoop.
Bob, that ain't a good idea, Bob.
There we are. See? Now, very gently, just pull it down. Over here. That easy. That's all there is to it. You can just smooth it out a little. There we go.
I don't know about that, Bob.
And that easy. We got a happy little cabin. And we need
A happy little cabin?
On the other side of the roof because it's thick. Thick snow. There. Straighten these little edges out. You can make this very smooth or you can leave it rough. It's up to you. It's up to you. Sometimes I like to leave it rough because the snow gets like that. Especially if you have a fire in the cabin and don't have very good insulation. Part of it starts melting. I'm going to take my liner brush and just dip it in a little liquid white.
All right, Bob. I see what you're saying. You're making snow.
Really cold.
You're making snow, babies.
White. There we are.
All right, there we go. You know, I'm curious. I want to see if this will work. The little...
Yeah. Go back to our little fan brush that had the titanium white on it. And we can lay in our snow again. We sort of messed it up when we did our cabinectomy. We just put it back in. No big deal. In our world, we can change things any way we want to, whenever we want to.
See, I like that logic, Bob, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm changing it.
Maybe there's another little...
I'm diverting the plan.
Little hill right there. That easy. You can put it in. See there? That's all there is to it. You can just put in these little things wherever you want them. In your world, you have total and complete power. And you can do these things. That's natural place for a little pond. Maybe we'll put one in there.
You killed yourself. I refresh the stream then.
Brush left. Clean off a little spot to work.
Mmm.
Going to take some black Prussian blue. Something like so. And let's take... I'll take the old fan brush. And let's just load it full of color. A lot of paint. A lot of paint.
A lot of paint? Bob, I don't know about a lot of paint, dude.
All right. Maybe in our world there lives a tree right there on that little hill.
Trees?
Tree. Probably not going to be able to see that against the dark, but it's there. Okay, now as I get into that area right there, there's already paint on the canvas. I'm going to add a small amount of paint thinner to my brush and go back through the paint. That thins the paint, and as you know, a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. Thin to thick. Thin to thick.
You want trees?
There we are. We'll put a little tree. It lives right there.
Bob, having a tree right here makes no sense. It's in between blue and everything else.
Everybody needs a friend. Load a little more paint. His friend lives right there. Right there. There. All right. And you can take the brush and go straight in and give it, I'm going to bend it upward. See? That's all we're doing. Just giving it a little upward bend. And we could make a little grassy area. Shoot, who knows? Maybe there's one over here on this side too. Just something around the little cabin. This guy's probably like me, doesn't cut his grass very well. It's grown up, and in the wintertime it dies and just leaves all those little...
I don't know, Bob.
There we go.
I do not know, Bob.
I'm gonna wipe it off first. And it's not as much fun to wash the fan brush as it is the big brush. You didn't make near the mess. Okay.
Bob, I feel like you're chaotic neutral. You want to make a mess, but you decided not to for the sake of the show.
Of a little tree trunk here and there. I don't want it to be very distinct. There, maybe a little bit here. I know that's hard to see, but it is there. Now we take a little bit of white.
White?
Oh, there it is. We had a little phthalo blue and white left up here. There. Load a lot of color into the bristles. There. But see, both sides of the bristles are good and full of color. There we are. And let's go back up in here, and we'll highlight this little rascal. There. Now he stands out. Now he stands out. Okay. Add a little.
I don't know, Bob.
Once again, there's a lot of paint there. But a little paint thinner. Paint thinner will not change the color. So,
I don't think it stands out. I just think it looks
some little indications.
more of chaos.
Little highlights here and there. Maybe a little more white so it shows up better.
It looks like more chaos, Bob, actually.
Put white just to thin it once again. And you go right back over that and pop in little things. There. A few little things up here. Yeah, that looks better. I like it better. Little snow-covered grassy areas. There, a few right in here. You need that dark underneath, though, to make them show. All right. Script liner brush.
With the liner brush?
A little bit of that. This is phthalo blue with just a touch of phthalo blue and titanium white, and then I took paint thinner. Load the brush full of paint. Turn it in that thin paint. That'll load the bristles very full.
You sure about that?
Something about like that. And then we can take that and we'll just put in a few little sticks and twigs and all those little things that live back here against the tree. Isn't that neat? Peapod, my little pocket squirrel, he wouldn't like it here. It's too cold. Though there are little squirrels that live in Alaska. Little gray squirrels live there. Yeah, all kinds of animals live there. When we lived in North Pole, there used to be a big moose, big cow moose. It would come and graze in our yard 2 or 3 times a week. I have just gobs of photographs of her in the yard. And we would just stand there. She was almost on the verge of being tame. You couldn't walk completely up to her, but she literally would eat in the yard. What a sight. She must have weighed 1,000 pounds or more. And to have a great big moose right out there in the yard eating was just unreal. Take a little bit of titanium white here, just a small amount. I want to turn this into water. Maybe there's a little pond here. We don't know for sure if it's frozen or maybe it's just awful cold. We don't know. Pull straight down. Straight down, something about like that. And then go across. That easy.
I just intentionally made it bigger for no fucking reason. Yes. Yes, I did.
A little more right there.
That's okay.
More color on the brush.
All right. Yeah. Boom. Boom.
Just reflect that right into the water.
Oh, boy.
Something like so. And then gently go across. It's important, though, that these reflections go straight down. If they don't, they just won't look right. There. All right. Take a little touch of the liquid white. Pull it out very flat. Very, very flat. Take the knife and cut across.
Make a happy Bob Ross emote.
Try that again. Pull it out flat.
You want me to do that?
And cut across. It's just a small
Tell you what,
little roll of paint up
chat,
on the
if you make it, if you make this image transparent, I'll fucking make it a follower emote if I have the follower emotes.
There. There we go. This little one right up in here. There we are. And maybe right on out through here. Wherever you think they should be. There. Okay. And we can take our little fan brush that has the white paint on it. And we can go back over in here, pick up a little more of the titanium white. I'm just going to load the brush.
Okay, I will. Okay, I'll.
There we are. And let's go right up in here. Maybe there's a little rock out here in the water. It's all covered with snow, and all we can see is just snow. There, see?
There you go.
Reflect a little of that down here. Take our brush, pull that down, just like we did up here. Same thing.
I mean, it looks okay so far. Like, I mean, it doesn't look too bad.
And we can take our knife with a little bit of the liquid white on it, and just.
I'm trying to like.
Waterline around it. That easy. And you can put as many little stones out here as you want. Totally and completely up to you. You can cut through the paint here and there and let some of that.
I gotta go though. All right. Well, have a good night.
Right in there, see 'em? And you didn't have to do a thing.
How much is left of this episode, though?
All right.
Not much.
Maybe right over in here. Up to you.
I'll tell you what. We're almost done.
In your world.
We got about 2 more minutes. So let's see.
And you could really get even.
What do you want? What do you want me to do, Bob?
We got a second.
What do you want me to do?
Maybe.
You want brown?
Maybe we
See
could
ya.
take
All right. Have a good night,
little bit
Carmen. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for everything too, by the way.
On the little filbert brush. Maybe there's what remains out here of an old fence.
Old fence, you say?
Just right out like it. Not much of it remains anymore. Take a little brown and white. Put a little highlight on one side. There. And we can come right back. Maybe there's an old still on there. Maybe there's only one on that one. Something about like that. And we'll take liquid white. Just straight liquid white on the brush. I'm going to put the indication that there's some snow laying up on top of this old fence, and it's sort of pulled down. There's a little up here. Let it just hang over like there's icicles. Make it cold.
Whew.
There.
I kind of miss the cold. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really want to go back to the East Coast specifically for the cold. That's the one thing that I like the most.
Rascals in there, wherever you want. Okay. Back to our little brush that has the white on it. Clean the foots of this fence up. Shoot, I think we about have a finished painting here.
All right.
Tell you what, the moment of truth. Let's pull the contact paper off and see what our little painting looks like. This is always the time that I look forward to. All right. Look at that. Northern
All
Lights
right.
thing. I'm going to take a little bit of red, little paint thinner, script liner brush, and I think we'll sign this little painting. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you get a chance, try painting the Northern Lights. I think you'll find it exciting. It's one of the most beautiful scenes, and it's very, very simple to do. And until next time, from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend.
All right. Well, we're going to take a look at it here in a sec. But, let's see. We're going to name this... I don't know. We're going to name it Sussex. Oh, you know what? That's not that bad. It looks decent. It looks like an Animal Crossing shitpost gone wrong. Anyway, let's throw it over here. Actually, yeah, you know, we'll throw it over here. Why not? Display. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it works. It works. Well, I gotta say, these two paintings these two paintings worked pretty well. I think this one specifically looks so much better than this one. But I will say, what was this again? Don't worry about it. I will say though, that was pretty good. I think I gotta say that we did a pretty good job with these paintings, and yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful time, and I'll see you all later. On another installment of Bob Ross Animal Crossing. I hope you all have a good one. Ooh. Yes. That was Animal Crossing Bob Ross for now.